Physical media man, physical media man, physical media man. What'd you buy? Was it something good?
What's up, guys? Physical Media Man back here again for another Physical Media Man Monday video. I finally have some movie reviews for you guys. We got the June and July movie reviews. Didn't watch too many movies in June. Also didn't really watch too many in July. I have a lot going on, as I've said in my recent channel update video. So finally got these reviews for you guys. But before I get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, leave feedback, do all that good stuff down below. I'll leave the links to my Instagram page, my Physical Media Man Store Instagram page, my Facebook page for the Physical Media Man / Physical Media Man Store, my Facebook page for non-media related items, the Hodgepodge Garage, my email, my eBay, my Twitter, my Letterboxd account, and my Film Aficionado account, where you can follow along with my collection, which is not yet up to date, as well as my wish list of movies I'm after. Alright, so first up, we watched Sylvester Stallone and Judge Dredd. So this follows Sylvester Stallone as Judge Dredd. It's a futuristic movie where there's judges as police officers there. Judge. What does it say here? An executioner and all that. Judge, jury, and executioner. There we go. It says it on the front. So he's the most feared law enforcer of them all, but there's a former judge that hatches a sinister plot to overthrow the government and eliminate the judges. Dredd is framed for the murder. So it wasn't great, wasn't completely terrible. I'm giving it a C. If you like Sylvester Stallone, it's definitely worth checking out. Some good cheesy 80s movie action. Next up, we watched Hot Pursuit with Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara from Modern Family. So Reese Witherspoon is Officer Cooper, an uptight and by-the-book cop trying to protect a federal witness. Daniela Rivera, played by Sofia Vergara, the outgoing widow of a drug boss. As the two polar opposites race through Texas, they find themselves pursued by everyone from crooked cops to murderous gunmen, but their greatest obstacle to making it out alive may be themselves. Thought this wasn't going to be very good at all, but actually kind of enjoyed it. I'm just going to give it a C. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Some people might hate it, but I laughed in parts and thought it wasn't too bad, actually. Next up, we watched Diner, and this has Steve Guttenberg, Daniel Stern, Mickey Rourke, Kevin Bacon, Timothy Daly, Ellen Barkin, and Paul Reiser. And this is kind of before they were all really famous. It was written and directed by Barry Levinson. So, fries with gravy, a cherry cola, friendship, bragging rights, and does Sinatra or Mathis croon the best make-out music? Before there was the counterculture of the 60s, there was the counterculture. From his Oscar-nominated script, Barry Levinson makes his directing debut with this endearing study of pals in transition. Film debuting, Ellen Barkin plays a neglected wife. Steve Guttenberg, Daniel Stern, Mickey Rourke, Kevin Bacon, Timothy Daly, Paul Reiser, chosen from over 600 hopefuls, played the up and all-night buddies who work out the remnants of adolescence during ritual grazings at a busy street and vinyl hangout in 1959 Baltimore. Stars, laughs, interlocking stories. Entertainment is the daily special and Diner. So I'm going to give this one a B-. It's just a coming-of-age story. It's done well, enjoyable. I'd watch it again, but it wasn't amazing. Next up, we watched the classic Richie Rich. We were getting ready to go to the Biltmore Estate, which is behind him there. and was what was used as the house for Richie Rich. Hadn't watched this one in a long time, so it's based on the comic. So his baseball coach is Reggie Jackson. His own personal McDonald's is inside the family mansion, and his array of gadgets like the Dad Link, the Smellmaster, and Robo-Bee would astonish any techno buff. You've never seen a world like Richie Rich's, but now the welcome mat is out for you to stay as long as you like. In a comedy adventure with lots of heart, Macaulay Culkin portrays the world's wealthiest youngster, likable but isolated, who has everything except for friends. Until he hits it off with some Sandlot kids. He'll need their help when a scheming advisor plots to dispose of Richie's parents and plunder the family vault. It's all such exciting fun, even the world's richest kid can't afford to miss. Just as fun as watching it when I was younger. Definitely enjoy this one, giving it a B-. Next up was a first-time watch. We got Terminal with Margot Robbie, Simon Pegg, and Mike Myers. Picked this one up because of the cast. It is a thriller, suspense type movie. So it follows the twisting tales of two assassins carrying out a sinister mission, a teacher battling a fatal illness, and an enigmatic janitor and a curious waitress leading a dangerous double life. Murderous consequences unravel in the dead of night as their lives all intertwine at the hands of a mysterious criminal mastermind hell-bent on revenge. Don't want to say anything more than that. This one surprised me. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and I'm giving it a B, and I would recommend it. Next up was one we missed in theater that I kind of wanted to see. We got Ewan McGregor and Disney's Christopher Robin. So this just says, Winnie the Pooh and friends embark on a new adventure to help remind a grown-up Christopher Robin how to laugh again. For sometimes doing nothing leads to the very best something. Share the wonder and delight of this big-hearted tale from Disney with your family. I hadn't watched any Pooh stuff in a long time, so I don't know if that was it, but I laughed a lot during this one. I really liked it. I'm giving it a B, and I would recommend it. Next up, we got another Whoopi. We watched Jumpin' Jack Flash. This is one of her earlier films, and really enjoyed it. So, a computer operator, played by Whoopi Goldberg, at a bank is plunged into an exciting world of international intrigue, danger, and romance when her terminal gets an SOS from Jumpin' Jack Flash, a British spy stranded in Eastern Europe. She is soon matching wits with the deadliest members of the espionage community, from the CIA to the KGB. John Lovitz and Jim Belushi co-star in this suspenseful, fast-paced, and murderously funny comedy. So yeah, very good. Highly recommend this one as well. And I'm going to give this one a B as well, and highly recommend. Oh, sorry, I missed some. I don't have all the cases for all these because some of these were my buddy and viewer Cody's copies, or I watched them on Netflix when we were in Dallas, or I watched them on our Amazon Prime account when we were in Florida. So we also watched Bottle Shock, which had Chris Evans and some other people in it. It follows a group, a family that's trying to make their own, or they have their own winery in California, and this is before California wine was a big thing, and they're trying to make it, and it's a father-son duo, and that they think they aren't doing too well, and it just kind of chronicles their struggle, and then them going to not an award, kind of like an awards thing, but where they test it and decide which one they like the best. I enjoyed it, giving it a B-. Also in Florida, we watched Toy Story 4, which leaves off where Toy Story 3 left off, I guess. Won't go into much detail on that. I really enjoyed it though, and I'm giving it an A, and I highly, highly recommend that one. It might be one of the best, if not the best, fourth fourth entry into a series that I've ever seen. We also watched RoboCop 3, which I do have the case for, but it's upstairs. Kind of the same sort of thing as the other RoboCop movies, but it was actually pretty good too. I'm going to give it a C though, but it's definitely worth a watch, and it's not too bad for the third entry in a series, especially without the main characters from, or some of the main villains and stuff from the, or bigger names from the first couple. Next up, we watched the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. This is the original. It stars Walter Matthau and Robert Shaw. So screen legends Walter Matthau and Robert Shaw team up with Martin Balsam and Hector Elizondo. Probably said every single one of those names wrong. To deliver a surefire entertainment that's gripping and exciting from beginning to end, and is guaranteed to give you the ride of your life. A gang of armed professionals hijack a New York subway train somewhere outside the Pelham station, threatening to kill one hostage per minute until their demands are met. Forced to stall these unknown assailants until a ransom is delivered or a rescue is made, Transit Chief Lieutenant Garber must shrewdly outmaneuver one of the craftiest and cruelest villains in a battle of wits that will either end heroically or tragically. Featuring masterful direction by Joseph Sargent, gorgeous widescreen cinematography by Owen Rousman, and a classic rousing score by David Schreier. Okay. Very well made movie, great acting. I had seen the original, this is the original. I'd seen the remake in theater, I believe, and really enjoyed it. This one is just a little slower paced, so I didn't enjoy it as well. But it is very good, very well made film, and I'm going to give it a B. We also watched Murder Mystery with Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston. It follows a husband and wife couple of those two. She works in a dental office. He is a cop that wants to be a detective. And they've been married for 20 or 30 years, and they're finally going on their honeymoon. But then they get asked to join this famous person on his yacht, and then a murder happens, and it's a murder mystery. It wasn't too terrible. It's one of the better. We've watched a couple of Sandler's Netflix movies that aren't too great. This was definitely the best one I've seen of his Netflix movies so far, and I'm going to give it a C. We also watched My Own Private Idaho. I don't have the case for that one either. I'm going to give it a C. I know a lot of people love it, but I just didn't care for it. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just strange. Maybe I didn't get it, or I don't know. It was just too much for me, so I didn't care for it. Giving it a C. We also watched the Bourne trilogy, the original, that follows Jason Bourne, played by Matt Damon. He is a CIA type agent. It's over that though, better than a CIA agent. And the movies start out with him waking up and he doesn't remember anything about who he is, and then all of a sudden he's able to do all these amazing things. So he's trying to figure out his past, and then they just go on. I don't want to spoil anything, but they're very good films. I'm going to give the first one a B+, the second one a B, and the third one a B-, and it's almost as good as the second. This was in August technically. We watched The Bourne Legacy. So he's not Jason Bourne, but Jeremy Renner plays a character that's very similar and part of a different program than what Jason Bourne was in, and they're trying to hunt him down and kill him. I really enjoyed this one too. I'd probably give it a B. And we have not yet watched Jason Bourne, so that'll be on the next month's reviews. If you're interested in me going and doing an in-depth ranking of these, let me know. I'm not sure how hard it would be to do, but if you're interested, let me know. I might try to do that. We also watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is one of the darker Disney movies. I think this one is great. So it's inspired by Victor Hugo's classic novel. Disney brings the heroic adventures of Quasimodo, the gentle and lonely bell ringer of Notre Dame, to spectacular life. This critically acclaimed Disney masterpiece is an uplifting, thrilling story with a heart-touching message that emerges from the comedy and song. At the urging of his hilarious gargoyle pals, Victor Hugo and Laverne, Quasimodo leaves the solitary safety of his tower, venturing out to find his first true friend, the gypsy beauty Esmeralda. The most unlikely of heroes, Quasi fights to save the people and the city he loves, and in turn helps us to see people for who they are rather than how they appear. So yeah, it's got a great story. Great story. The animation's awesome. The villain he's evil in this, and he's very good. The one complaint I would have is that the songs aren't as, I don't know if I would say they aren't as good, they just aren't as memorable maybe. So I'm going to give this one a B, but I recommend it, especially if you haven't seen it. We also watched True Romance, which was written by Quentin Tarantino but directed by Tony Scott, which follows Christian Slater, who works at like a movie store or something like that, who ends up going to a movie and running into Patricia Arquette's character, and then she's in with some bad people, and he ends up getting a briefcase of something, and then they have bad people after him. I won't go into much more detail than that. I thought it was fantastic. I'm going to give it an A, and I highly recommend that one as well. We also watched the Criterion Collection version of I Want to Hold Your Hand, which follows a group of fans of the Beatles as they make their first appearance in America on the Ed Sullivan Show. It is a comedy directed by Robert Zemeckis. Great film. Definitely recommend that one, especially if you're a Beatles fan. Give it a B+. We also watched Mandy, which is a recent Nicolas Cage movie that a lot of people liked. I don't even know how to explain it. I hated it. I'm giving it an F. So I'm probably in the minority on that one, but I did not care for it at all. We also, I don't know how many seasons of The Office I've shown on here, but we finished The Office, so I think we watched 8 and 9, maybe 7 the last couple months. It's in August right now, so we just finished the finale a couple days ago. Even the last season's really good. The show as a whole is obviously an A+ in my opinion. Some of the later seasons get a little weaker, but there's still a lot of great episodes. So I definitely recommend it. It's one of my favorite shows, especially favorite comedies. So that's everything that we've watched from June and July, and even a little bit into August. So hopefully I have an August review for you guys sometime in September. Like I said, we have a lot going on, but I've got some videos here the last few weeks done, so there shouldn't really be any break, I don't think. We'll see how that goes, but hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to comment down below. I'll make sure to respond to you, and subscribe if you haven't done so. So this is Physical Media Man signing off. Physical Media will never die.
Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Yeah!